Hi everyone, hi Aries Spirit, we study here. I wish you are enjoying your day. Thank you so much for joining me on this new series that I am starting here on this channel, which, well, I don't know what will I call it, maybe like Zodiac series, Zodiac builds, something like that. And it is all about our 360, the 360 that we live in, the world that we live in. We categorize by the first house, second house, third house, fourth house, and so forth until the 12th house. And so that is from Aries to Pisces. Today we are starting with Aries, which is the first house, meaning that the Aries constellation that we call Aries is and was born from the first house, as well as Mars, which we call the planet Mars, which is the planet or the star of motivation, aggression, power, frustration, creativity, motivation, and things like that have to do with our motivation, with our creativity, and how we express it, as well as how we internalize it. But today we are doing the first house, which is the house of our personality, which is the house that we also call our face, which is also our head, meaning that from the first house is, or like the first house is the masculine side of Mars, because Mars has its external side as well as its internal side, which is the Scorpio house, 8th house, that is the internal side of Mars. But today the external side of Mars is Aries, and that means that Aries in itself likes to express motivation. Aries is the expression and the externalization of frustration, motivation, power, and aggression, you know? So many times what happens when we get too angry is the blood or our face gets red, blood goes too much to our head, and we get too frustrated, or we get too passionate or aggressive about something. That's when we pay too much attention to our first house. We start to see only our situation. We may see only what we are interested about and not pay attention to others or how others are feeling, which is good to a certain extent and can also be detrimental, because we all live in a world with other spirits, with other people, with other things going on, right? So being too personal or being too focused on our own thing without realizing what we are doing outside can be detrimental but also can be very powerful, because Aries is all about initiating and starting some new creativity, something new to express, some new passion, new aggression, new frustrations, because Aries is the cardinal fire. It is the fire, or fire meaning creativity, fire meaning feelings, imaginations, passions, and things that we like to express from our internal side. And by it being cardinal, that means that it likes to initiate, it likes to start something new, it likes to be the head of that new creative endeavor or that new expression. So Aries is all about that, and I really wanted to make this little house representing the first house, representing what we like to do, representing our passions, our aggressions, representing what energy was Mars, how Mars likes to express itself, how we like to express our passions, and how we like the personality, how we like to be personally interested into our creative endeavors and our expressions, right? So I really wanted to make this house show the more creative side of our lives, show more of a personal as well as a more intentful area of our house, of our 360, right? So the first house, this would be the my representation of the first house, my interpretation of the first house, and how I imagined while I was building this house, the first house in let's say in reality, right? Obviously, if you have your sun in Aries or ascendant in Aries, Mars in Aries, this doesn't mean that you are fully like this, you know, it doesn't mean that you are fully only focused on your passions, aggressions and motivations. But if you have it in your chart, especially if it is the sun, because the sun is exalted in Aries, especially if you have ascendant or Mars in Aries, because ascendant is your first house, is where Aries was born out of, as well as your Mars, because Mars is in home in Aries, that would just mean that you have that more or you are more interested in that. Doesn't mean that you are or doesn't mean that you are only focused on that. Obviously, you know that it's not true, because we all have all the energies within us. We all have the zodiac within us. We all are able to express all the energies of this 360 from within. But if you have Aries predominantly, you know what I'm talking about. You know that you enjoy spending time alone. You know you enjoy spending time by your own, doing your own creativity, initiating some new passions. You may get even aggressive sometimes. You may get more expressive about your aggressions. Not aggressive, because we all can get aggressive, but you are more expressive about those aggressions. You are more natural in showing that aggression, and others will look at it as normal, you know, as in opposition of, for example, a Libra showing, or a Libra Sun or something like that, expressing their aggressions. It may look a little bit funky, and sometimes we may look at it as they are going a little bit insane, because usually with Aries it's always way more creative, way more expressive, and way more natural to see aggression and passion coming from that side, right? Instead of, for example, the 7th house, which would be Libra, that would be a little bit different, because the 7th house is more about creating relationship, creating a base for a deeper connection with someone, right? And it doesn't correlate as well with frustrations, or, you know, with too much passion, because it's more about the air. But right now we are talking about Aries, right? And so that is me breaking down the Aries energy. Also, if you have any questions, if you have anything to add, remember to comment down below and tell me what you think about this build. Talking about the characters that I've created, I called them Aries the First, very creative, as you can see, and I decided to call each and every let's say zodiac, I decided to call each and every you know, area, each and every house, each and every sign, like Aries the First, Taurus the Second, and so on, you know. But if you want to download this house, and if you would like to change the character or the name's character, you can always do that, you know. I just wanted to go for this, and I think it's fun. And yeah, I really enjoyed creating this house. I really wanted to make this house a little bit more Asian, a little bit more, let's say, to the eastern side continents, where the sun rises, right? Where the sun first, or where the next day starts first, let's say, right? So we would start tracking more from the Asian continents, the Asian side, and go from there to Europe and then America and things like that. So I really wanted to make the head of this water being that we call Earth, the Asian continents, or the Asian continent, more predominant throughout this whole build, because that is the face, right? That is the intent. That is the head-on creative initiative fire that I want to portray on this whole build, right? So that is what I did. I decided to go with a more Asian styled house with a more interesting decor within, because from the outside it looks more traditional. I didn't look up nowhere like a Asian styled house, you know. I just started building, and I started finding pieces that are interesting, and I started to add up things to see their resemblance, right? And that is how I went about it. I really wanted to start this build, and it just came out naturally. And yeah, outside it was quite traditional. Within, I decided to go with a more let's say polished. It's as if it was renovated. It has more of a simple, polished, clean look, and a lot of blacks, a lot of, as you can see, obviously dark woods. I think dark wood really goes well with these Asian style buildings, and that's what I decided to go for. And yeah, I decided to go with a polished look within, more simple, as if it was kind of renovated, and kind of kept like the original style, but with new furniture and things like that, because Aries is quite a simple, I would say it's quite of a simple sign, you know. It's not so much about like looking out for the aesthetic, if you know what I mean. It's not so much the decoration itself, but it's more the utility and what you can do creatively with it, you know. So I didn't want to clutter too much the space. I wanted to keep it simple, minimal, with more creative things to do. Console, DJ table, some music. I really wanted this character to have like a whole bar system going on. I would guess they enjoy inviting their friends to drink. I would imagine they enjoy making drinks themselves. And if I didn't said it, I really wanted to show how independent Aries are. I really wanted to show how lone wolf sometimes Aries can be, which is not something that is bad. It's something that they just enjoy spending time with themselves, with their own creativity, with their own whatever they are motivated about, they go ahead and do it. And I really wanted to portray that on this house. And this character specifically is like a professional DJ, let's say. They enjoy that's how they gain mainly their money, is by DJing. They go around clubs, they have their own maybe they have like a club they want to build, maybe they are in the process of creating a club for themselves, but for now they go around clubs, they go to house parties and DJ there, and that's how they gain their money. As well as also they like to stream. I gave them a stream set, and they like to stream various games, as well as various maybe basketball games. I decided to make this character interested like in sports, mainly basketball, maybe a little bit of boxing. And yeah, I feel like this character has a lot of interests, and that is really to represent the Aries energy, you know, how you can be into various different creative things, but you are clean about it, and you are ready to do whatever you are interested in at the moment, without no let's say roundabouts. You are not like you have to go somewhere to do it. You have it all right here, right now. You just gotta pick it up and do it, you know. So that's what I really wanted to make, happen here. Also, I gave them a few bonsai trees so they can cut their bonsais, enjoy themselves, because I also made this character hot-headed, really to show how an Aries, or just Aries energy, can bring up a little bit of hot-headedness, a little bit of that fire up under the ass, and really change up certain things and initiate certain things, because you have to have that passion to initiate something, to have the guts and the balls to start something new without no examples. And that's really what I wanted to show off in this build with this character. And yeah, so what else do we got here? As I was saying, I really wanted to make the interior like simple, clean, interesting, and full of, like, I didn't add too many plants, but I really wanted to add some plants because everything was really like dark browns, blacks, and I really felt like a pop of colors here and there would be very cool. So I really wanted to bring the living room into a more pop of reds, with some greenery to contrast with those reds. I think it came out really good. I added a DJ table there in the living room to really bring this place alive and really center the place around like music and entertainment and things like that, you know? So yeah, I think that's it. I wish you enjoyed this build. I wish you enjoyed my explanation. Tell me what you think about it in the comments. Tell me if you enjoy this type of idea. Tell me if you enjoy, you know, this concept, and I will gladly create more. I really have a lot of motivation right now to create, you know, the whole house system. So I'm going to go with Taurus next. So expect to see that maybe in a week or so. The next episode of this series will come out, so make sure to tell me what you think about it. If you have any questions, also make sure to type it in the comments and I will answer it. So yeah, I wish you continue enjoying. I will leave you for now, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being here. I'm Stadia, is surfing out. Bye bye.